And here we have a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 Thrustmaster steering wheel. I got this quite recently for only 10 UK pounds, so very cheap, second hand. It's got pedals on the floor there, accelerate and brake, and this is plugged in via the USB, so it's using the PS3 side of it here. You can see it as PS3 or PC. So it goes into the Cronus Max and it's using the PlayStation Brook converter. And this works nice on games like Mario Kart, but you can't use the pedals because the pedals are ZR and ZL, and on Mario Kart that means you're going to be drifting around the corner by pressing this one and using your weapon on this one. So it's still fun using it like that, but this would lend itself better to a game like Fast RMX, because you can actually set up the controls the way you like them. So because you can choose what buttons do what, you can put ZR to be the accelerate and ZL to be brake. I believe another game this would work with, although I haven't got it, is Cars 3, because I'm pretty sure on Cars 3 you're using the ZR to accelerate. I'm presuming you're using the ZL to brake. So certain games it would work better with than others. Again, it's got full analog, so you turn it a little bit and it moves a little bit, you turn it a lot and it's going to move a lot. So let me show you that working. So first things first, I'm just going to go down to system settings just to show you the analog side of it. So if I go to calibrate control sticks, and I'm going to be using L3 because this steering wheel here will only mimic the left analog stick. So if I use L3, and if you have a look there now, as I turn it, you can see it's moving over bit by bit until it gets to the very edge, and the same on the right hand side, bit by bit until it gets to the edge. So you can see there that's full analog, because if I just move it a small bit, it's moving a small bit. Obviously it's not moving up and down because remember it's a steering wheel. So for racing games, it works nice. Let me just show you one. Right, let's go to Mario Kart. Okay, now if you have a look, I have to turn it quite a bit before it starts to move. So you see I'm turning all the way there before it actually starts to move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it more sensitive by hitting the up button and these gear shifters up and down. So if I put them both like that and the up button, you will see that this little red light here will now start to flash, and that means now it's a lot more sensitive. So now I can just do little movements like that and it will move more. I haven't got enough speed there. Oh, there I have. Right, okay, and the downshifter will be to use the power up, and the upshifter here will be to skid round the corners. Again, I can use the pedals down here, so if I accelerate and use the right pedal, then it will skid round corners, and if I use the left pedal, then it's going to use the power up, but I haven't got one at the moment. So left pedal now, and it will use the power up. So it's up to you how you use it, but really it's just as easy to use the paddle shifters up here. So there you go, you get the idea of it, and it does make games a lot more fun when you've got the steering wheel. Now I can press home here and it will bring me back to here, and I'm just going to show you Fast RMX working, because this is one where you can configure the buttons yourself. So if I go up to accelerate and if I press A, and then I'm going to press the right accelerator here, and you can see it's changed to ZR up there. And now I'm going to go down to brake and I'm going to change it to ZL. Brake, press A, and now there. So that's changed to ZL. So now that will make it much more playable. I'm going to go down now to accept and press A, and that should have saved it. And now it makes it much more fun to put your feet on the accelerator to do the accelerating, and you can just use this to do your steering, and also if you want to use your boost, you can just hit the up shifter here, which is your boost. To change shift will be this top button here. So go through here, that, change, and you can see it going faster. So I mean, this is a very hard game to play at the best of times, but using a steering wheel, it definitely takes a bit of getting used to, but it certainly makes it more fun. and at the moment there is no option to buy a Nintendo steering wheel, so you're going to have to use some sort of setup like this if you want to be able to use a steering wheel on it. But the good thing is this was only £10 because it's so cheap now, because not many people want a PlayStation 2 or a PlayStation 3 steering wheel, so you can pick them up really cheap because they are so old. Right, I'm just going to change the sensitivity just to see if it makes it harder or easier. So up and down, press that one there, so that will now go to solid. Let's see what that's like. We'll just change the view. I think it's probably a little bit easier like that. I did that completely wrong. See, I have to turn the wheel a lot more now to get it to react, but because I'm not very good at this game, I think for me it's easier doing it this way. There we go. So as you can see, it does work well, it just takes a bit of getting used to. Okay, the last controller we're testing is the 8-bit Do controller, and this particular one is an FSC30 Gamepad. So it's this one here which mimics the old SNES controller, so it's very limited because it's only got certain buttons, but the good thing about it is if you want to play your Neo Geo games or your Street Fighter games that don't need the analog sticks, then this works really well because it's wireless. It's Bluetooth back to the Nintendo Switch. Also, the range is very good, so you can use this a long distance from the Switch and it still works well. So if I was to show you Blazing Star, on this one, this is the plus, this is the minus, and then the other buttons are the same as what you would expect them to be. So as you can see, on old games like this, it's perfect. And it's nice not to be tethered by a cable. Okay, so you get the idea. On simple games, a little controller like this is nice to use. So there you have quite a few alternatives to having to use the Pro Controller. And what you notice now, over the next few months, there will be more and more adapters being released to allow you to connect other things up to the Nintendo Switch. The only problem with all of these things is none of them are supported by Nintendo. So all of these things can be patched in a future update, and then what you might find is that none of these things work, and then you'll have to go back to the Pro Controller. So I wouldn't recommend, if you just wanted a cheaper way of getting a Pro Controller, I wouldn't recommend you get these adapters for that. What I recommend it for is if you've already got multiple gaming systems, you've got fight sticks, you've got steering wheels, and you want to connect them up to the Nintendo Switch, really just for a bit of fun. Not for serious professional gaming, just for fun. In which case then, by using a Cronus Max and the PlayStation Brook adapter that you've seen me use in this video, you can see that there's a huge amount of equipment that you can actually connect up to the Switch. There's probably lots more things that I haven't tested. Things like dance mats and stuff might be fun for certain games. So I hope this has given you a few ideas. Remember, it's not supported by Nintendo, so please don't spend your money on this stuff if you want it to work long term, because it might not. It might only work for a few weeks or a few months. But as of August 2017, when this video was made, all of this stuff is working. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if it's helped you out, and please subscribe for more how-to videos. Take care. Bye now.